All right, this will be a trade recap for Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. So, taking a look at the market here, price is in similar to what I said yesterday, this larger higher time frame balance. It's also in this not as large higher time frame balance. And then looking just at the recent picture, we're in a shorter time frame, lower time frame balance down here, which we had going into the session yesterday, and it's just expanded at this point. So a couple main scenarios I was watching for. First was mean reversion. I was mainly watching from the 3-1s, which is this overnight res pre-market high, into the 3-9s, which went all the way up here to resistance from 2 sessions ago. It corresponds with these value area highs. And then to the upside, if we could break strongly above this 3-9 level, I wasn't opposed to going for longs. But I did note that depending on how the tape set up, I would be watching for if I wanted to see this 5-1 level break first. Kind of similar to yesterday, how I originally wanted to go for longs above this level, which is that 3-9 level that we're still watching today. But then the way the market developed, I wanted to wait for a break of this 4-5 pre-market high level. So pretty similar thing there. Same exact level, actually. There's that 4-5 level. It's just the fact that we made that high yesterday. So depending on how the tape played out, if that move went, I would respond accordingly. But that's not even what we played. I played the shorts. And then the one other plan setup I had was similar to the short mean reversion. If we tested these lows of this balance, I would look for buyers to step in this range for a mean reverting type move. And then looking at the environment scorecard, still working on getting some better, or I guess more consistent data with this. But it was a pretty neutral environment with low confidence, so it is what it is there. But to me, it was looking pretty balanced today. There's all my setups, so let's get into it. So the market opens up, it rips off of this 31 level. I mean, it rejects 15 points in 2 candles. It's nothing insane, but there was no attempt for any type of pullback at this point in time. And actually on this move, a low volume node developed on the profile, the intraday profile. So I was watching that for a potential entry. Never got anything good. Price just swept up above it and eventually retested the origin area of our sell-off, which is where I did get a good entry. So we'll look at the tape here. All right, so first things first, when the market opens, look at all this buying that is pushing into this 30 area, 30, 28s, 31s. Strong buying rejects. Very strong buying absorbs, rejects. Look at all these offers holding. And we get the strong sell-off. We don't really get any attempt for a pullback. I can't remember exactly where the low volume node is. I think I was watching it a little bit for a pullback here, and it just never gave me the confirmation I wanted. But we then pulled back into this heavy previous absorption area of buyers, followed by this aggressive selling. So now what do we want to see? Ideally, we would see buyer exhaustion, which is exactly what we see. We see this strong pullback. See how small buyers get up here? Look how tiny this last buyer is up here. Then strong selling starts to load in. That is a very key sign that this is defending. On top of that, you see this offer right at the level where price defended. It gets a little thinner. It goes from orange to blue. But when all this is going down, when these buyers are getting exhausted and sellers are loading in, look at it come back right there. That offer reloads, and then you can see the market dumps, chills for a minute, dumps. And I was able to catch that. Here's the entry screenshot. Pretty much everything I just went over. Um, Here you can see this is where that low volume node was. You can see it at least from the bottom. Not the top's not as clean, but it was kind of in here. That's what I was watching for a little bit. This is just a key picture of our balance. You can see how clearly balanced this has been from part of this overnight session, Friday session, yesterday pre-market, yesterday session, today pre-market. So looking for a balance again. And so far today, you can see we're still inside that balance. So that's that. And then yeah, here's the full picture. I trimmed my first scale at 2R. My next target was 506, which was just the mean of this balance. I ended up trailing at 9.5, so I'm not tripping about a couple points. At this point, I mean the market, like if I scaled 20 points before the mean, then I'm getting on myself a little bit. But this is just a couple points, and the way the market started bouncing, when it got down here, it's completely valid. Like you can see after I got out, it didn't go down much farther. It just whipped up a bunch. If I would have hit a trailing stop, which I did, but if I wouldn't have been as tight with it, there could have been a good chance it got taken up here for less than 2 hours. So pretty solid trade. Just targeting that mean, pretty much got the move a little bit short, but still was able to snag 2.21 R and 10.5 points on this. So we got in at the 21s, first scale 11.5, 9.5 points on that one. Second scale 9.5, that's 11.5 points. So average of 10.5, pretty solid day. This is going to be it for the week. Going to be out of town for the rest of it and going into the beginning of next week. So probably be back like next Thursday, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So peace.